hello! You caught me! I'm putting together a sign. Must be a sign. Yes, we're setting up for the Comedy or Worse show at Quantum Brewing. How's everybody doing on the internet? Yay! I'll just see if I can set this up before the guest joins. Might have to invite him. But I'm starting on time, technically. Let's see what people are saying. Oh, yeah. Review. Well,
Yo,
well, hello. How are you doing?
all good. You in San Diego?
Yep, San Diego, California.
Nice. I was checking out your the club that you're at. What's it called? Madhouse?
I mean, I used to work there. It's still my home club, but I'm just doing stuff independent now. Are you frozen? Or are you just drinking a lot of water? Lots of water. Still drinking. Oh, all right. Let's see. This is the problem about doing it live over the internet. I don't know if you guys know that in internet land, but that's what happens. Things freeze, all kinds of problems all the time. Got a 360 video camera that I want to do when it's in person. Did one episode like that so far, but sometimes it's just impractical. Everybody can't be here in sunny San Diego all the time. It's already too crowded as it is. All right, well, to sign this up, should I end this and try again? Wonder what happened to him. Did he lose connection? You're frozen. Or I'm frozen. Or we're both frozen. I don't know. It says I'm live still. That's the crazy thing. I'm just believing people. See if I can get this going. I push power. Will it work? Yay. All right, the sign is going. I think it's some of it's from last week, but at least it'll attract people. Look, it's the ceiling. This is Quantum Brewing. Look, up in the sky. There's a thing. It has lights. Back here. Objective to World Cup. A bunch of sciencey words and equations, drawings. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't see anybody else forcing me to join. Should I try to access them? Huh. Oh, here we go.
Hello, hello,
Hello?
hello.
I can hear you, but you're like, oh, there we go.
There I am.
Hey.
Hope it sticks this time.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how the internet is.
Yeah. So you're at the brewery right now?
Yeah, uh, you know, starting to be more like trying to like step back and like let people. Oh, here you take the first Friday. You take the second Friday. You take the third Friday. You take the fourth Friday. I'll take the fifth Friday. Just like 4 times a year. But you're probably just frozen. Okay. Just to let everyone know, this is not going to be edited. So when it freezes, I just have to keep entertaining everybody. Um, yeah, this is welcome to Comedy Worse podcast. We're doing it live. Yep. I'll get the guests to say their name. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. Yeah. All right. Started on time. This is good. Started pretty much on time. Maybe this will be a 2-hour episode just to get through the whole thing. That could happen. Don't matter. I got some time. First one I'm going to show how to set up isn't going to be here until 5 p.m. when this podcast is supposed to stay. Yeah, we're going to end at 5 is what happens. Or before. We just get bored. If, run out of questions. The guest has to freeze again. You can't get unfrozen. Oh. Get the pickaxe. Yeah. Yes, hi. See if I can invite. Here we go. I'll invite you. Maybe that'll help. Justin. Next. Yes, Dayton. Very happy over here. Very, very gay and happy. Hot. It's hot here. Both doors are open. There's no air conditioning going. That's the way it goes. Okay, I'm going to keep setting up. Think. Or should I? Yeah, because if I set up, there's other things I need to do on my phone, but I don't think I brought. Oh, let me find the iPad. So then I could do two things at once. Be live, and then I could get some. Oh, wow! They're just look how they pack this. They just put everything in here. Cords. They just put cords. They put. You got to be kidding me! Like, why are they putting the microphones on top of my iPad? They're going to scratch the hell out of the iPad. Like, are they absolute idiots? The microphones are supposed to stay in the stand. It's not that hard. I let people that have seen me break it down. But they don't have it memorized, I guess. Like, it's not that hard. Don't put things that are going to scratch the screen on top of the screen. It's just that simple. It's just not that hard. The woes of producing. Let's see how much money. A 20. 10. Times. 30, 33. $33.
What's up? I'm back.
Yay! Are you on dial-up?
I was trying to, so I was on Wi-Fi, but then was figuring maybe a 5G will work better.
Sure, absolutely. So do you use a stage name?
Captain Cram.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm the captain, like Captain Crunch. CAP''N.
Nice. So start telling us about your story before you freeze again.
Yeah, so I used to do stand-up in San Francisco for like 2012 to 2016.
Yeah.
And I got into it because of stress at work and like mental health things because I got, it was good. It was like a couple months right before I got fired. So once I got
Yeah.
fired, I went straight to the comedy club. It was
Yeah.
awesome. So I was able to like process it on stage and it worked really well.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I wouldn't have known where to go, honestly. Like I had a wife and a baby, but
Wow.
to head straight home. It was good to decompress at the comedy club before. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I worked in advertising, still do sometimes, as a creative director and writer,
Wow.
mostly in San Francisco, but I spent a year in Amsterdam. And
Cool.
then a couple of years ago, I saw that like AI was coming to eat our jobs,
Sure.
and I was like, what do I have to lose? I'm 46 years. I was 46 at the time, and I'm like, I just started posting whenever I felt like on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I was inspired by a couple other people who are just totally unhinged on there, like crazy. Like stuff I didn't think you
On
could say on
LinkedIn?
LinkedIn. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. Who would think? It's supposed to be a
Yeah, and
professional site.
nobody was calling them out or stopping them. And I was like,
Right.
well, I guess there's no blacklist. You always hear about this blacklist. I'm like, I guess it doesn't exist. So, so I posted, one morning just to make a couple people laugh on LinkedIn, like connections of mine who I've never met in real life.
Sure.
I just posted some article, and it was Onion style parody article. It said embracing the chaos shit show creative launches, and I spent about 10 seconds making a ChatGPT picture. I just said 3 smug founders standing in front of a modernist building in Venice, California. And I went for a walk, and I come back and the thing exploded on LinkedIn, which doesn't really happen. It's not like a platform where stuff goes viral in the same way as others. So there's like 1,000 comments, and then I'm getting all these messages. And first of all, everybody thought it was a real agency, which is crazy. Secondly, they thought I worked for them, which is weird because I never was mentioned in the article.
Right.
And it wasn't an attempt to be a deep fake. Like the girl had 12 fingers, you know? I mean, I wasn't trying to fool anybody, that's for sure.
Sure.
The headline's ridiculous, but the article is actually even crazier. I mean, it was insane. So then people thought it was a real agency, and they're like, some people are trying to visit the office and asking for the address and the website, and I didn't have any of that, of course, because it wasn't real. And then I started telling people, like, look, this is just a joke. And then people said, well, you need to make it real. They're like, you need merchandise, you need a website, you need a client, you need a
Right.
Substack. And I was like, what's a Substack? And this woman said, don't worry, I'll start it for you.
Wow.
So these people were pitching in to help, because a lot of what I was doing, like pretty quickly, it was about getting paid clients, but also what can we do together to make to help the world? You know, like how can all of us independent creatives and comedy people get together to solve global problems? And the
Nice.
first one we tackled was ocean health. So we got this client, livingseawall.org,
Uh-huh.
and we've raised $1.6 million for this ocean project that's going to clean 300,000 gallons of water every day.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I started with a documentary that was kind of serious about the inspiration behind it. There was a kid at the church who got sick swimming in the water down here in Fort Lauderdale. But by the way, this is where I grew up, and I used to get sick too. It's just a common thing.
Sure.
And this woman from Ukraine, she had graduated from law school, and she said she was tired of hearing everybody complain about the ocean and the climate and all this and not helping. So she never went into law. She ended up starting this company called Kind Designs, and they 3D print concrete seawalls that are shaped like mangrove trees, and it attracts oysters. So then Mark Cuban, the billionaire, bought 30% of her company.
Wow.
And then we're raising money for the best seawall they've ever made. And we did it without paid advertising. It was me directing that serious documentary. But where the community helped out is after that, like that was a paid job. But after that, it was the last year. It's been all volunteer since then. And I had what's called a shitstorm, which is a brainstorm with 5 comedians. We got stand-up comedians, rappers, sitcom writers, and musicians. And we just have a flurry of ideas for an hour. And I don't kill anything. I give our client the entire transcript, everything, like every bad idea, every joke, every roast of each other in the product.
Sure.
And then, so I started making a lot of stuff out of that, like videos and songs. And I created a character named Carl the Manatee, and we sell merchandise now. And I started the Substack, which is now one of the top ranked in the humor category. Sometimes it's in the top 10.
Well, yeah, like your the person that booked this podcast. I think his name's Mo.
Yeah.
He sent me an email, and I think I joined your Substack. I just haven't dived very deep into it yet, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, thanks. It was ranked number 10. Sometimes I bounce around. But anyway, it's been a lot of fun because I have guest writers too. I mean, most people, it's just one person, you know, but I like people from our community to pitch in. And I like to help people set up their Substacks too, like comedians, because I think that it's still pretty early, but I think that eventually it's going to be a great income stream because we'll own our audience, where LinkedIn could kick us off at any point. In fact, I didn't mention this, but I got kicked off early for 3 days because they thought that I was hacking something, but it just grew really fast. And it was crazy, but they punish you for being successful on there because they'll basically throttle you.
Well, that's what they all do. That's basically what the algorithms are.
It's a mess. The good thing about Substack is as far as I can tell, there is no algorithm. I mean, if there is, none of us, because it doesn't seem chronological.
Well, discovery.
Yeah, I guess, yes, you're right. But my regular feed is like not chronological, and sometimes you'll see some from like a month ago, which I like. Probably more natural that way.
I've just looked a little bit at Substack. I don't really know, but it's a lot of people seem to like it, and it seems really good. I need to make my own Substack. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Like right now, I'm setting up early for the show because of having, Mimi Harris, a local San Diego comedian and nurse, take over the first Fridays here at Quantum Brewing. Like multiple people have each slot, and then I want more people to help me with this podcast. And not everyone has someone like you have, Mo, to help with booking. I mean, I
Oh,
guess.
we're gonna help. I mean, I'll help you guys get set up, and you mean you can ask me anything, and
Yes,
Mo,
awesome.
Mo he works hard and he's affordable. So if you ever need somebody, I mean, he found you, right? So he's great at outreach. He's been working with me over a year now, and he always has new ideas about who to reach.
Nice. That's awesome.
And what else?
I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. But I have a holographic sign.
Oh wow, this is great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks way better in person,
No,
because
no, I know. I rapped, so it's on my Instagram, but I rapped against the hologram. Have you seen this?
I haven't seen that one.
I had a rap battle like
Wow,
live at an event.
that's
And
cool.
so I recorded it and it looked like what you just showed, right? Because the
Yeah,
frame
well, I'm
rate.
sure. I'm sure that was making the image project faster.
Yeah.
The faster it goes, I think the better it's gonna do. Well, it's only gonna do so good because Instagram Live is only gonna be so many frames per second.
Yeah. So what was cool though is the next day I went back and I rapped and the woman helped me. I had to use some special app, but I reposted it and it looks good. So there's a way
Oh,
to adjust. If you change your settings and you want a good picture of that hologram, you can do it basically.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely, like a high enough speed camera and the shutter speed really fast.
Yeah.
And then if you could like keep, I think starting and stopping until you're in sync with with, you know. Although I don't know. Anyway, let's not get into
So
technical things.
comedy is really important for new technology because
Oh yeah.
technology is scary. Like holograms are intimidating. I mean, I was at this event, and this hologram thing is at least $100,000, and for most of the days, everybody just walks by it because it's awkward. And I would just go up and start rapping, and then I get a little crowd around me,
Uh huh.
and then people would see that it's fun and it's approachable, and then after I left, they would try it out. So
Wow.
right after, by the way, this hologram speaks over 100 languages. So
Wow.
this guy goes up. He starts
So
speaking
it's kind
Turkish.
of like an AI.
Oh yeah, it's AI. It's AI. It's like a hologram that's attached to ChatGPT or something. So you could speak to it in any language, and it'll be fluent, and it'll have the proper accent. This guy
Wow.
started speaking Turkish to it and asking about his hometown, which is not a big city. And this guy was talking all about it.
Wow. I'm
And
sure it could it do sign language?
ooh, I don't know. That's a good question. Um, If not, they should work on that because all they need is a camera, and they do have a camera. It knew what color. It knew what I was wearing.
Yeah, but if it could talk and then also do sign language, that'd be cool.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be
And
really
it would
cool.
like do the sign language of what it's saying, or like it could even have like another hologram to the side, or even like small, or not too small, but to where it's doing the sign language of what the thing is
Oh
doing.
yeah, it could just be to the side.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's really cool because the people could rap back in sign language. I wonder if that's a thing. It could
yeah.
be.
I don't know. I
Um,
don't know everything.
yeah. Yeah, I think we comedy's been doing this for a long time. I mean, some of the first radio shows were comedy.
Yeah.
And TV, I mean, people forget this, but it was before I was even born. But when TV first came out, people were scared of it. A lot of people. They thought my grandmother always thought the TV was going to catch on fire,
Oh yeah.
and they thought that something would be wrong. They'd tell us don't sit too close to the TV. They never worried about screen time. I mean, maybe some families, but most parents didn't worry about screen
Well,
time
I
back then.
mean, like to be fair, those those tubes were kind of a little dangerous at the beginning.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe they were a fire
Yeah.
risk.
Yeah, and yeah, if it just had a white light, it's like just like you're not supposed to stare at the sun, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah. But also technology. I just got a 360 video camera recently.
Hmm.
I started recording stuff, and it's a game changer. Oh my god.
Really?
Because like you don't can imagine this. You set up a camera, one camera. I mean, it's a small brewery, right? I mean,
Right.
you might have to mic the audience if it's bigger, uh, but it's 360. And the AI software just takes the camera and the stand out, and you can see yourself do good or bomb or whatever, and you can just turn it around and look at the audience's reaction. And then you can,
Wow.
rewind and
Oh,
play it
this is
again
great.
and go, oh, you can look at this guy. Oh my God, that guy was banging on the desk. Is that what that was? Because you can't see
Wow.
everything. You can't notice everything when you're live in the moment.
This is huge.
Yeah, because like, um, this guy, I wish I remember who it was. Just a comic. We were talking about technology. I'm like, oh yeah, I got the iPhone 15. I was thinking about getting the 17. This is right when the 17 came out. And you have you can use both cameras at the same time. You can record yourself, and you could record straight what the audience right in front of you.
Mhm.
And he's like, oh no, not that. They have the 360 camera, and
Oh,
people
wow.
are like recording like skiing and all kinds of like cool things, but not you don't see that many people recording like comedy
Yeah.
yet. And I'm trying to get people on board here in San Diego. I'm like, come to Comedy or Worse at Quantum Brewing on Fridays. And if I'm here, I will record it. I only have one camera. I'm not going to leave my camera here. It costs $550 and I probably had $800 in with all the accessories, like memory cards.
Wow.
But it's a great investment. It's going to help me so much with my comedy, help other comics. And then I started doing improv and brought to that. That blew their mind.
Oh, that's great.
But they, of course, one of the teachers had to say, "Oh yeah, and we have professional photography." And I'm like, I didn't want to, I didn't want to tell them that it's recording in 4K and it's recording every angle. So any picture that they took, unless it's like doing some other thing like lenses and all that,
Yeah.
it I could especially just have an AI find that photo in this video, it's gonna find it that
Wow.
day, you know.
Wow.
So all you have to do, I mean, is like go back. You don't miss anything. You just
Hmm.
it's a little bit of like it's almost sometimes too much information, right? But
Yeah.
people have time; they can just like go do the video, and also I just export it as 360, upload it to YouTube, and YouTube handles all the controls.
Oh, you can get into YouTube and spin it around and everything?
Yeah, like on your phone, if you go like this,
Wow.
like move
That's awesome.
the audience or the angle, and then you can also do it with your finger too. Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. I'm addicted to it. So do you
Yeah.
record all your sets?
Yeah. I mean, I always have video. A lot of it was audio, honestly.
Yeah.
But actually, at Purple Onion, I would have other people film me, and it's really
Oh, nice.
important, of course, for body language and things like this.
Yeah, exactly. When I
It's
started really
brutal. Yeah.
selling my jokes, it's like,
Mhm.
I would have to do something like this, like
Yeah.
punchlines or tags, and it's like, oh yeah, it has to be recorded.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every little detail, sometimes the smallest things. It really distracts me. I've seen professionals sometimes do this. Not so much comedians, but professional broadcasters will hold the microphone at a terrible angle or cover their face. And the thing about comedy is they won't even know it's bothering them. They just might be like, wasn't that funny? But the truth is that they're distracted by these things that they don't know they're
Right,
distracted by.
like like they haven't moved the mic stand, and they're standing behind it.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
like sometimes I wonder, is it just comedians that hate that, or is it? I think it's comedians hate that, and then a lot of the audience hate it subconsciously, and they don't know why they hate it.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
my
connecting with this guy. Why? Oh, because
Yeah.
there's a microphone stand in between you two.
Well, this other guy told me, this comedian from Spain told me something. He's like, comedy needs three things. You need, it's only three simple things, but you need them all. One was a raised stage, because the stage implies, this person deserves to be listened to. It's like subconscious. I mean, it's really important. We're like tribal people, right? So the stage, the sound is, if there's a blender in the background, that's another thing. You're distracted by the blender. You don't hear the punchline. It throws everything off. This happens during the check drop. Fine. A lot of comedians have learned to do crowd work during the check drop, during the professional show.
Sure.
But for a long time, people would just power on through some story and just hope you got it. The third thing was a light. Like, the audience has to be dark, and then the performer should be bright, because once again, it's shining a light on them, like they're worth listening to. But it's also, people are self-conscious about laughing. I mean, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they don't know they are, by the way. They don't. Some of them might know, but a lot of them never think about the fact, I'm a little scared of how I'm going to look when I lose control laughing.
Oh yeah. That's a constant battle. So it's a battle to like point it out, make it funny, and not make the room uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That people are holding back laughs. And I have to get silly with it when I try it.
I used to have a friend make fun of these people's laughs, and I told them, like, you shouldn't do that.
Why would you do that? You're supposed to, no matter what they sound like, you say you love their laugh. Like, come on.
Oh, and see, he would always do it to the person laughing the hardest, and like that's your best friend. It was so embarrassing, and it was pretty much always a woman, by the way. That's even worse. Because it looks sexist, kind of. But anyway, some people. One thing I noticed about heckling is, before I got into it, I thought people randomly heckled a lot. But when I started doing it, after a while, I realized a lot of the worst heckling I ever saw, the comedian started it. Like, if a comedian is insulting an audience member, like, over and over again, and the audience member starts talking back, and that escalates, that's not like a random heckle right there. Now, there are true drunk people who are just annoying, but I saw so many times, I'm like, does the comedian know that they kind of instigated that,
Oh yeah, they'll ask questions, and then you shouldn't ask questions, because drunk people don't realize that you don't really want an answer.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've had jokes where I ask questions, but I try to make it obvious, and then sometimes I don't really do it anymore, but I would like just keep asking questions. You know what I mean? To like so they don't even have time to answer.
One thing I noticed too was this is like something I learned about crowd work, but I think I learned this in a class, but a workshop. But he was saying that if you talk to people and you ask them like what they do for their living, they could talk about it for like a minute, but like about 90 seconds in, it starts unwinding. Like, it's crazy, but it's actually pretty hard to explain sometimes what you do in a coherent way for more than a short answer. And that was like his secret to crowd work, is that even the smartest people, they're not, maybe especially the smartest people, are really not very good at carrying on a simple question. I mean, this is the Socratic method, isn't it, from Socrates? You ask a person a simple question like, what is justice? And after 30 seconds, they start like stuttering, and you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. They're not professional speech people that haven't taken like a bunch of speech classes where they could just give me 30 seconds and a topic. I'll start like talking about it. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the point I should make next. And
somebody asked me at a networking event, we were all going around talking, and they're like, oh, where should we follow you? And I said Substack, and they're like, what Substack? And I was like, nobody knows. And it was like 10 people, and none of them knew. And I was like, oh shit, here we go. Because Substack's really hard to explain.
Yeah.
Because it's the short answer is it's a newsletter, but it's more than that. And that's the problem when you're answering a simple question and you know a lot about it. Is you're like, do I give them this very simple but not complete answer? So one guy's after I started unsuccessfully explaining it, and some woman's like, "You've lost us." This older guy goes, "It sounds like OnlyFans for writing," and everybody's like, "Oh, OnlyFans for writers. I get it," and everybody got
Wow.
it.
That's genius.
I mean, I saw OnlyFans is trying to get more into non-porn,
Right. Well, I
and
mean,
I
they
even,
never really were set up for that. It just kind of went that direction.
oh wow, really?
I mean, I
Oh,
haven't researched it very much, but I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
that happens a lot with to our earlier thing about technology. Porn uses holograms first, uses AR, uses VR. It uses everything first,
Oh yeah.
and then comedy. So
Yeah, the only porn I pay for is either VR porn or it's like people, amateurs that are, it's like a curated site
yeah,
and like it's also just real people having sex. It's not porn. It's almost like they're, you're, a network of people are sharing their home movies with each other.
right. But that sounds like that's interesting because that sounds like where the internet, like social media is going. We're like really, really, really polished and AI, or just the opposite, like us right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would advertise it if Americans weren't such prudes. You know,
Mm,
I want to be able
mm,
to do like queen shows and corporate events and whatever. So if they're like, oh
yeah,
yeah, that's that guy that does that, it's like, oh, I'm a
yeah,
human. I can do silly jokes that goes like a Disney or no an animated film where the adults are laughing and the kids are laughing, but they're laughing at different things.
wow. Oh yeah,
It's like
yeah, yeah.
going over, it's innuendos and it's going over their
Oh,
heads.
like Shakespeare. That yeah. That's
Well, Shakespeare made up words himself.
oh, it's 10%, right? Like
Yeah.
if you do that now, people vilify you, but that's kind of how language works, you know?
Well, yeah. All you have to do is be a prolific playwright, and yeah, like, can you imagine? Like, how would you have a Shakespeare nowadays? Like, it would be kind of hard,
Yeah.
right? Do you think we could have another
Yeah.
Mozart?
Hmm?
Do you think we could have like another Mozart or something like
No,
that? It'd
I
be
don't
hard,
think
right?
so. Yeah, because everything's so fragmented right now,
Yeah.
right? Like the closest we have to a superstar is Taylor Swift, but I don't think she's like Madonna, like as dominant as Madonna was because we just didn't have many channels, right?
Right. Well, I mean, like people back then, like really were struggling. you
Oh
know,
yeah.
they were like relying on old, rich people to like finance their symphonies
Oh
and
yeah.
plays
Oh,
and
the
like,
patrons, yeah.
yeah, patrons, yeah. So,
Well, even Tesla had a patron. I forget who it was, but he was a scientist and he had
yeah,
not just an investor. Like I think people were, he was broke and giving him an apartment and stuff.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it'd be interesting to like go back in time and not kill Hitler, just like make Tesla and Edison like get them on the same team somehow.
Oh
Can you
yeah.
imagine? We'd have like
Well, yeah, yeah.
flying electric cars 20 years ago.
I know, right? Well, I went to this car museum in Italy, and they had so many electric cars from the 1880s and 90s. You
Yeah.
know, we've all heard about them, but it was crazy to see them in person, and there were a lot of them. You know, and I know they didn't have the battery, but did they just spend all the money developing fossil fuel? And they could have had some major investments in batteries if they went that way. We'll never know.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Here we are. So it eventually happens. But yeah, I mean, I would. Have you heard? You know, it's the artist Salvador Dali.
Yeah.
So he had he had one major patron. It was this married couple, and they were very wealthy, and they had no kids. So they just kept pouring their money into him before he was famous, like in the 1920s.
Yeah.
So when they died, I think it was right before they died, they decided who to give it to.
Uh-huh.
And they own 40% of the world's Salis, like at least the big ones, I think, 40%.
Right.
So all the museums wanted it, Madrid, the Prado or the Louvre in Paris and the Met, all of them. But none of them got it because they wanted to make sure like 90% of the collection has to stay in one museum and can't travel. And I didn't know that's how the business works, but they wouldn't even the Louvre wouldn't even take it because they wanted to rent it out. I guess it's all like a business model.
Yeah.
So anyway, it went to Florida. It's in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's awesome. I mean,
Oh,
it's
that's awesome.
incredible. All because of two bored rich people that supported the guy
Yeah,
they liked, and they were way ahead of their time.
for
Crazy
sure.
shit.
Yeah, we're always like, even with AI tools or AI making art supposedly or whatever, you're never gonna capture like live comedy or something like that.
No.
Like it's just not never gonna be the same. I mean, I guess if you give, the AI a body and you give it, you know, feelings like you start with, oh, it can feel pain and da da da, then maybe eventually. But when it's just living in a computer, then it's just never gonna have the same objective experience as we do.
Yeah, I think there's been a boom, but it's going to continue exponentially in live experiences because the more content is freely available, and I mean freely like double both meanings. Um, we will see a lot of AI content promoting live events, and that's what's going to happen. Where the creator of the online content didn't get much money or nothing, but the whoever's involved with the event will make a lot of money.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm at these co-working spaces, and there's so many. I mean, half the place is Gen Z. So I talk to them all the time, and there's so many that aren't on social media. And if they are, it's only at their business.
Sure.
Some of them have like flip phones. Some of them have the black and white screen that's like so you don't use it too much. They all
Yeah.
go to live events. They all
That's
go to
great.
these places. Look, all these bar owners are complaining now. I realize it's a big problem. They're losing business because they don't drink as much. But also know that there's got to be some way to adapt. Because
Well,
the
yeah,
people who
like
aren't drinking, most of them, it's not necessarily to save money. So you just got to give them some really good non-alcoholic drink.
oh yeah, like I'm telling the place here to like make non-alcoholic beer, or at least like I went to this one brewery. I think it was Mission Brewery, kind of by Petco Stadium, that had hop water, and it was like
Yeah,
it was like it didn't really taste that hoppy. It was just like more like a lemonade,
yeah, yeah,
lemonade, and it was really good. I'm like, I want to support the
yeah,
places that are supporting like live comedy by buying something,
yeah. Oh,
but I don't
sure.
want to put poison in my body. Like, like non-alcoholic, okay, like non-alcoholic beer has like so little, alcohol. It's like
Oh, yeah,
by the time you're done, you drink it slowly. Your body's metabolizes it as you
yeah.
go. So it's like it's not, you know what I mean? Like that's different. If it's that small of alcohol, fine, but not like
Mm.
12%, 6%, or whatever. Like, oh my god, why are you drinking poison? Oh, to feel a certain way? Why don't you do like uh meditation or so many things? I can totally get in it. I've been drunk before. I've been high. I can totally reach down and like tap into that and go, like a bunch of drunk people, they don't realize I'm not drunk.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, I don't do it because it gives some people the wrong idea, but I know I can do it. I've done it. Or I like act drunker than I actually am.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Do you
Oh
not
yeah.
drink a lot, or not, or you don't drink a lot?
I never really drank, back then. I just decided, I've been, it's one of my jokes, but it's true. I've started listening to my body. I'll be
Yeah.
55 August 3rd, and like I'll have one beer, and then I'll wake up, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll like burp, and I'll taste the beer, and it's like, ugh. You know, I
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't I don't I fast for like at least 12 hours a day. I just naturally fast.
Hmm,
And
hmm.
it's like, and then in the morning I'm just not hungry.
Right.
And then like my coworker, like last week, like or maybe it was earlier this week, my stomach was like making noise, just waking up, and my stomach's just
Yeah.
waking up, making this normal burglar. And he's like, "Man, you're hungry." I'm like, "What? I have
Yeah.
no pain. There's no pain."
Or maybe that's
Like,
it used to be normal, and now we think something's wrong. But
well, yeah, like people, we are drowning in abundance of riches. I mean, unless you
yeah,
actually don't have enough money to eat, then of course you're struggling, and you know what hunger really is. But they're
yeah,
finding that if you do um, intermittent fasting, your body starts breaking down the cells that are broken,
yeah,
and it's the body's natural like garbage collector.
yeah. It makes sense because
Yeah,
we years eating 3 square meals a day.
yeah,
You know.
and you're not supposed to
I'm
eat
like,
right before you go to bed, especially a heavy meal.
yeah,
But enough
yeah.
about health talk.
Well, health is or humor is good for health, so that's a
Yeah,
good
it's
segue.
true. Who's the funniest person in your life right now?
There's this younger guy that I met through networking named Jonathan, and he's just so dry and dark, like dark sense of humor. And I like that. I oftentimes I like, which probably a lot of comedy people do. We love these people that other people might not get. You know?
Oh yeah, yeah. I ask this question to a lot of comics, and it's usually not another comic. So like, oh, it's my aunt, my friend.
Yeah.
It's like yes, it's exactly the point. If
Well,
you want to do comedy, get into comedy.
professional is Mark Norman. You know him?
I uh, I know who he is.
Yeah. Look him up. Oh my God. It's so. One thing I love about him is he'll be doing these jokes, and if the audience doesn't like something because he crossed the line, he just goes, "We're all gonna die." It's like everybody's gonna die soon, and he just moves on. And
Right.
he like drops that every once in a while to
Oh
remind
yeah.
you that to step out of yourself and not take this so seriously. But it's so
Yeah.
quick. But that's the opposite of what I'm talking about, where people probably it changes the whole room, but they don't know what changed it. It's because he quickly just off the top just said that we're all gonna die. I mean,
Oh yeah, definitely. I have a lot of things that I've been developing. It's like sometimes when I forget what joke I want to do next, I'll just be like, "Oh, this is the perfect time to say after this joke I just did. Has that ever happened to you?" And it's like pointing and looking, and that gives
yeah,
my
yeah,
brain
that's so
time to
good.
like
Yeah.
think, what joke should I do next? What joke
Oh
am I
wow.
gonna do next? You
Oh
know?
wow.
Yeah. So this is don't steal that. That's mine. People out
So,
there.
but the real reason is because it's funny, but it allows you to buy some time.
Yeah, it's both. I'm
That's
sure that
great.
you either have those or you will develop those at some point. You just have to like, do, because like if you go to watch a Netflix special or you go to a big event, like people, or you just meet. If you ever met a comic and you're like, you don't know who he is, but you can just tell, oh, that's the headliner.
Yeah, yeah,
That's not the headliner. That's the feature.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
it's like, yeah,
yeah.
they just have so much practice, and they're just so confident now. They
Yeah.
just know if they're funny, and they could just, oh shoot, I was gonna do they were gonna do this set, and then they're in the room. or someone helped them, to say they got late, they're late, but they get a message. Oh yeah, you should do your fish joke. It's gonna kill, and then they do it, and then they later realize, oh, that's kind of like a callback because someone else just said something
Yeah.
about fish or whatever. So that's why I encourage people to be in the room as much as possible, because
Yeah.
just because it's not your callback doesn't make it a call. Doesn't mean it's not a callback.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is that a lot of the things we use in comedy are applicable to storytelling of any kind.
Sure.
And a lot of the storytellers in, say, TED Talk people, they don't necessarily know the same language. Sometimes they're not aware of it, or maybe they have a different word. But I've never heard the term callback other than comedy
Right.
world. Or the tag. I never heard tag, but
Yeah. Well,
even a tag could work on a like more serious talk. Sometimes you just need
tag is
some.
just a supporting point, right?
Yeah, it's like an extra joke, a little joke at the end of a regular joke that kind of like nails it home.
Yeah.
Is how I've heard it used. But um, I mean, there's different things that we feel. Oh, one thing I was thinking about earlier is we record ourselves all the time as comedians, but regular speakers of like serious talks or motivational. I mean, I haven't heard nearly as many that do that.
Right. Yeah.
Which is we have to become really comfortable with being uncomfortable on stage, but also looking. I mean, it's painful listening to yourself after, right? Sometimes we bomb. I guess unless you do really good, but
Well, I mean, like, there are times where I got off stage and, at one time at an American Comedy Company, I was having so much fun. I got off stage and then they played, like, it sounded like a bomb, and that's what they do when someone bombs. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I bombed.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
okay.
really?
I
Oh,
had
wow.
fun. I learned something.
Well, something about comedy too that surprised me once I got into it. The thing I was most afraid of before I did it was bombing.
Sure.
And then for me, and I think a lot of comedians, what I realized was that's not the worst thing that happens if you're bombing. The worst thing, I think, and a lot of people might agree, is when nobody's there, or even worse, way worse, is you don't even find a comedy night. To me, it reminds me of like a surfer. If you're into surfing, you have to have good waves. Like nature has to cooperate. But in our world, the business world kind of has to cooperate. Like there has to
Right.
be a scene where the ecosystem of comedy has to cooperate. Like
I,
down here in South Florida, they would all go to New York forever. So only recently has Miami gotten pretty good.
right.
Marcelo Hernandez.
Yeah, sure. I think the worst for me is like having people laugh and I don't know why they laughed.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
exactly the reason for the 360 camera. One time it took me a second to realize I looked at my watch
Yeah.
because I was working on the timing of all the jokes, and then they just laughed when I looked at my watch. I was like, oh, it took me like 15 seconds to figure it out.
Wow. Wow.
I did it in real time, so then I was
Yeah.
like able to like keep going. But I was like, can I think about this for a second and figure out why? And it just made it better.
I
That's
never
it's
tried. I never tried this, but I've
being
seen it work.
present, right? You have to be present. You have to know why. Why are they laughing? So they not only can you see if that's repeatable, or was that just a one-time thing? Was that like a
Yeah.
callback, and it's a special thing, and it's never going to happen again? If you try to do it, it's going to sound forced, like Groundhog Day
Yeah.
at first, the beginning when he's trying to, you know.
Some comedian was talking about this on podcast recently, like almost what you're talking about. Well, yeah, he would say something that would make the audience laugh, and that wasn't a joke. He didn't even think it was funny, and they're cracking up. And then get this, he has an oh shit moment because he realizes that whatever follows that's supposed to be funny is not going to live up to that first thing that made them crack up. And then he said he did his whole routine after 20 minutes. He felt so bad. He's like, should I have told them? Hey guys, just so you know, the rest of this isn't going to be that fun. That could be like with on a date though. You know, when a date goes really well at first,
Yeah,
it's like good, but it's like do it, or you're like, you know, that it's all downhill from here, and it's not going to be as good as first started, which is fun.
sure. Well, maybe that just means that that's not not the one.
Yeah.
Seems like it, but then
Well, that's why most people don't. They give up after the first date, but maybe it's like comedy where you caught them on an off night.
yeah, exactly.
Did you hear about that time Dave Chappelle bombed? Because he talked. I mean, it's probably happened more than once, but he bombed one night because he was just really high and thought he could barely talk, and like thought he was all over the place, and it was pretty much national news that he bombed. So then a few months later, he did a special for Netflix, and he talked about it and
Huh?
about how he wasn't denying he bombed, but he said that you're not getting your money back. He's like, I'm like Evil Knievel. I get paid for them.
Am I clown here to amuse you?
Remember Evil? Can you hear? No. You know Evil Knievel?
I mean, I don't know him personally.
But he got paid even if he crashed and was in the
Right.
hospital. And Chappelle was using this as an analogy for comedy, and I
Right.
thought that was a really good point.
Yep.
Well, it's sports too. Like your team sucks, you don't get your money back.
Yep. Exactly.
I mean, some comedy nerds would be like almost happy to have seen that because it's interesting to see how somebody like him reacts when they're bombing. Or you never know if maybe he thought it was funny. I was just going to say, like, a lot of the people I find funny in my life, like friends, other people don't even think's funny.
Sure.
Let alone as funny as I think they are. They don't even get it. I mean, at my own wedding, I had my best friend give the toast at the wedding, and I'm cracking up, crying, and
Yeah.
it's silence. Like it bombed so hard in that room, and I'm just rolling on the floor because it's exactly the comedy I like. And he's talking about kind of inside stuff. Like it's hard to beat the jokes that somebody tells you that are called back to like 30 years ago,
Sure.
essentially, or 40 or
Well,
whatever. I mean, it's crazy. Like it's hard. It's when I call some of my high school friends, I haven't talked to in 20 years. I talk to them, and it sounds like we're in high school again. It sounds like we're the cast of Superbad.
that's cool. I haven't seen that one yet. Should I
Oh
see
my
it?
God. Well, yeah, it just nails. It's funny because it's a high school movie where they wrote it when they're in high school. So it's
Yeah.
not like older people channeling what they think high school's like now, or even
Right.
repeating what it was in their mind before. It's
Yeah.
like, it really is like they talk. And it reminds me of how me and my friends talk because when you first learn to cuss, you first start cussing, you just use it in weird, awkward places and you don't even know how to use these words.
Right.
You like overuse it, use it when you shouldn't, you don't use it when you should. And they talk like that. They talk like real high school students. It's hilarious. So I guess they had that idea for like 10 years before they sold it or whatever.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And
Yeah.
once
Like
they sold, yeah.
I just try to use
What were you saying? Sorry.
I just try to use swear words like in my jokes if I would say that in real life. Like to really like.
Yeah.
So it's sparingly. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy's a clean comic and he's talking, and all of a sudden he said the F word. Like, you just did. Like,
Yeah.
it's like shock. Not like something controversial, more like wakes them up from this droning pattern of whatever I was doing.
Yeah. Well, Pete Holmes, you know him at all?
Yeah, I was just listening to his podcast. I'm all caught up on current.
Because he's kind of known as being a clean comedian, but he's not, and like he's not really clean. It's more like PG-13 at
Yeah.
least. And it kind of frustrates him a little, I think, because none of us like to be pigeonholed.
Oh yeah, Yeah, I like to try everything. Sometimes we're like, I'll take a guitar on stage, do silly songs, and then I won't. I'll do that for a while, and then I won't have my guitar, and then somebody will be like, "Oh, you don't have your guitar?"
Oh
Like,
yeah, right. Like you
no.
always need it.
Like, I feel like I'm gonna start bringing a suitcase and have a guitar, puppets, uh, what else? Do some ventriloquism, do a little pretend magic, and then be
Or
like, okay, now label me. Go ahead, try to label me.
or Mike, or even like a whiteboard, Dimitri Martin style. Have you ever,
Yeah,
he busts out and
I
starts
have a
going.
projector. I can project whatever I want. You know, I mean,
I
now within
remember,
reason.
I remember there being kind of a stigma. I don't know if there still is, but about mute amongst other comedians, some of them don't like when people use mute are musicians.
Well, it's the problem is like even though places want themed shows, they also want like you know like yeah, comedy clubs don't like music comedy for the most part. But what I'm learning over and over again, so I guess I haven't really learned it, is to stop worrying about what bookers think. Just frozen. Worry about what the internet thinks. What do you think, internet? We're live. Live. All right. Drop. We're still doing the podcast. This is comedy or worse. It's a little commercial break. We're here live at the Quantum Brewing. Make their own beer here. Some Kearney Mesa, San Diego. Got a special treat. I wonder if he's going to join again. I was going to plug in my phone, so maybe I could do that. Don't want my phone dying. Don't you hate when things die? Things die all the time. It happens. Comedy will never die. That's what I think. No matter what happens, we still have comedy. Whether it's live, or recorded, whether it's edited, unedited, sketch comedy, improv. Improv is great. Don't forget the improv. Don't leave your improv at home. Take it with you everywhere. Give me a topic. Nobody's watching. Well, no one's watching live. Let's see how many millions of views we get by 2030. Yeah, I'm just making the best of it. Well, it's less than an hour.
Hello?
Hello?
You don't see me yet, huh?
I can hear you. I see your picture.
My phone overheated.
Oh, I hate that when that happens.
Ah, here I am.
Yeah, I lost an audio of a podcast, and also the phone had overheated, so it's like a double whammy. But never do that again. Look at that serious face. Wait until you watch this back. You'll be like cracking up at all the shenanigans with frozen screens. Ah! Let's see. Whoops! I clicked. I don't want another person on here. Sorry, we got to just finish this podcast with one person. Sign up. Give me an email at comedyorworse@gmail.com. We can schedule a time. If the podcast guest doesn't show up, then absolutely. But he's here. He's just having the internet trouble. You know how it go. We've recorded for a while. This plug is not working. I wondered if it's really a plug. Yes. I fit in the hole. This is good. Alright. Plug in my phone. Oh, whoops. Thank you. Requested. Okay. So I push this one? Eh. Don't see the... Don't see it. Usually when it works, I see it. Well, at least my phone won't die. We'll just keep going. Fat content. How many different ways how many different angles can you see my face? I wonder. What else was it going to charge? Oh yeah, I was going to charge the iPad. Wait, I think... Don't see Instagram. Oh, here it is. There's something. There we go.
Hi.
Hello, you're back.
It must be because it only works on 5G for me.
5G?
Yeah, and then Wi-Fi doesn't work.
I don't know. What does
What's
the
up?
G stand for anyway?
That damn Frank. How you doing?
Yes. All right. So let me ask you this: is there something that you wanted to talk about that we've missed so far? Because I've just been all over the place.
Oh yeah. So maybe a year ago, I saw an ad at a brewery, and it was for stand-up comedy night, where people would you'd wear a poncho, and they would throw tomatoes at you.
Really?
Yeah. So I signed up for it, and then I never heard back. And I was like, that's weird. I don't know if they found enough people. I wonder if they didn't get enough people. And then I looked it up, and they had the event, and it seemed like it was one person just had all their friends. But it was a good idea. So the idea, by the way, is I think you do 2 minutes, only 2 minutes, or maybe 3. You do 3 minutes. The first 2, the audience can't throw tomatoes. It's the last minute they can throw as many as they want. Have you ever heard of this or no?
No.
I wonder if it didn't work. I thought it'd be cool. But I guess it's weird because maybe like people who haven't done comedy before, maybe they wouldn't subject themselves to that, and then people who have might not,
Yeah. I did shock collar comedy once
Oh
when I was
wow,
working. When I was working at the Yellow Doors, and yeah, it's not fun to get shocked when you're trying to be funny.
wow, that's crazy.
Very
And then
distracting.
would they
And it
do
was
it?
funny because at first I was getting shocked, but it wasn't that bad. So I was just powering through and making changes around. But then it just upped it too much. It was oh.
Oh wow, would they do it randomly or when they didn't like something?
Well, I mean, like there the audience says to shock them, and then there's a little secret sauce. I'll let them explain it. Be on the show, he'll explain it. I'm not going to give away secrets. Definitely, the audience is um, voting, and
Yeah.
that's really you know it's just I've already said too much. Let's talk
Where
about
does he
something
do
else.
it? Where's this show?
Uh, they have it in LA. I mean, they're trying to find more venues too. Last I heard,
Mm.
you know, wants to be able to travel all over the place and do it.
It sounds like a good idea. I
Yeah, it
mean,
was fun. It was a fun show, and it's definitely a challenge. Yeah, I started doing this thing I was calling comedy interruption,
uh-huh.
where somebody's in the stage and they're doing something that takes concentration.
Yeah.
I've juggled, I don't have a volunteer. I've juggled like 3 different times. And then 2 comics are on microphones and they're trying to make the person that's concentrating laugh. And obviously they're trying to make everybody laugh.
Right.
It's super fun. I've had like singers, someone read Shakespeare. Um,
Really?
yeah, it's just something different. Everybody likes themed shows. So it's like just trying to like try different things. It came from
Yeah.
an idea, and it just kind of evolved to comedy interruption. It also kind of fits with my brand, comedy or worse.
Yeah.
Another thing that starts with comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there was times people were like, in San Diego, you would search for comedy, and my show would come up first, and people were like, "How do you do that?" I'm like, "The name is comedy or worse.
Did you
Like,
do that on purpose?
you don't understand SEO." Like,
Oh, that's funny. That's great.
you know.
Well, Netflix will have so Netflix has a new show. They do this sometimes, a new movie, and it's called Office Romance. And they did one heist movie remember that Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston was called something like Crime Heist. Like they
No,
call it
there's a movie called Heist. I think that's Heist.
they call it whatever, like they call it the SEO basically.
Yeah.
Then Netflix doesn't care because they're data driven, meaning
Right.
like they'll do exactly what performs.
Yeah. If it might get up there first, but then if it's not performing well, it's going to drop down. Even if it's the
Yeah.
same, you're going to have to type the whole thing to get it if it's really bad.
My kids are a tough crowd, and I told them today I'm going on a podcast, and I said, "What's it called?" I said, "Comedy or Worse," and they started laughing, and they said, "That's really funny."
Well, thank you. Yeah, I
I
can't
think
go for
people
myself.
it's universal, but people like self-deprecation or sarcasm or irony or like
Yeah. Well, I
chaos.
mean, talking about more about Shakespeare again. In that time, they literally had what the mask, right? Comedy or tragedy. What was
Yeah,
the worst is just saying tragedy in a different way.
yeah, yeah. I got you. That makes sense. It's like the yin and the yang.
Yeah, and then also saying comedy or worse, that means I can have like other, if I wanted to, I could have other things.
Yeah.
This isn't
Well,
comedy. Yeah, it's the worst. And also,
that's what
I
Pete
explain it like
Holmes
this. So,
would do something like that. Well, Pete Holmes is good about having different kinds of people, not just comedians. There's,
yeah,
or sometimes comedians with like interest in philosophy, like that
yes, yeah,
Duncan guy.
absolutely. And also,
Duncan
the
stuff.
other thing I explain sometimes is what it is. It's like a cycle. The worst things in your life, given time and the right mindset, you can fold the worst back in and make a comedy again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My dog's going nuts. I don't know why. So like, there's still take the negative and make it funny.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I was doing the time I got fired. So my whole set was about I just got fired, and my whole set was like it feels like being dumped, but it's
Yeah.
worse. It's worse because when a girl breaks up with you, she doesn't take your health insurance away. And she doesn't send you with the little box and a security guard, or at least not a security.
Right.
And
Exactly.
I didn't. I ended up like staying on with my kid. That was my second kid, and I like didn't do comedy for a while after that. But I thought it was a good premise. That's the other thing about comedians I was going to say earlier is that a comedian can understand the idea of a premise. But your average person has no idea. Like, they'll just be like, that's not funny. And I'm like, well, it's not supposed to be funny. It's just a premise. And that they don't get this.
Right. Yeah, it's not done yet.
Yeah, it's basically, I was explaining to somebody, like, it's like saying that's some fertile land. And another person being like, yeah, I see that's fertile. And there's nothing there. But some other farmer would understand that.
Right.
That, like, I think that's a rich premise because actually the parallels between comedy and dating are business and dating, and maybe even comedy too. The parallels are crazy. I mean, playing hard to get, or being stood up, or you got to forget about them to make them want you. Like, that's business too. It's just been crazy.
Well, I think what some of that is that I figured out is that people don't want people that are going to be codependent.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Mm-hmm.
want someone that already has a rich life,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just kind of start merging your lives together, right?
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, I just met recently a woman on Facebook dating, and we're just taking it slow and getting to know each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's going to go away for a few weeks. I'm going to be sad, but I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
drive her to the airport.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we're going to have brunch and then drive her to the airport. So she's going to
Yeah.
miss my birthday. So, but she's my age, just about, and she has an adult child that lives in another state. So what am I going to do? Not drive her to
Yeah.
the airport? No,
Well, that
no, don't leave.
it's funny because my parents won't let me drive them to the airport or pick them up, and they tell me to get an Uber or say they'll tell me they'll take an Uber. I'm like, I try to insist, but they want to take an Uber.
Oh, really?
But so then when I get in though, they want me to take an Uber. They'll be like, honey, I'll pay for it. So they never pick. They not never, but a lot of times they don't pick me up. So get this. So then my wife's parents are coming to visit. When they come to visit, they'll say they'll leave at like 5 a.m, and then my parents will be like, well, why don't they just get an Uber? And then here's the thing, my wife's Russian, and like it's a cultural thing, and
Sure.
you have to show up with like flowers and cake, and it's a big deal, and like you have to
Wow.
have food ready when you bring them to the house. Like you have like food ready and like drinks, and you don't go straight to bed either. Like if you pick them up late at night or even in the morning, you're supposed to have breakfast and all this. Yeah, and Americans are like, we
So
don't
if
want
the
to be
late
burdened.
flight is really inconvenient, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh, now we have to
yeah.
change it from breakfast to lunch, and now it's dinner.
My mother-in-law has another Russian friend pick her up, and drive like, say like 5 a.m, drive 2.5 hours or 3 round trip to
Wow.
the airport. But of course they do it they'll help each other out, but it's just a cultural thing that my family doesn't want to be a burden.
Right.
Well, they think a burden. I don't think it's a big deal,
Sure.
but it's
Exactly.
nice to be dropped off at the airport. I was in Vegas, and like a new client dropped me off. He's in comedy too. So there's this thing that's going to drop. Like, it's not a secret, but it's going to be available soon called Planet Meme, and it's for people to have meme wars online, and it's sort of like fantasy football meets comedy meme.
Okay.
Where you could have your own tournament, you could do it with your friends, you could do it with other comedians, you could do it with parents, and it could be all about kids' jokes, you know.
Uh-huh.
It could be like a dating thing, I guess. So a week ago on LinkedIn, somebody had a GIF off. Have you ever seen those or no? It's basically you go in a chat room and there was like 40 people there, and they would give a theme, like that feeling when your boss tells you have to work the weekend, and like three people would battle each other with the best meme, the best GIF, or whatever they want, the best image.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a lot of people want to send me things, and it's like I watch them, but I'm bad at like sending stuff back. I think that's really cool and fun, but
Uh-huh.
like, well, here's the thing. Like, just the way my brain just wires, like, I've forgotten inside jokes, and then my brain was like,
Uh,
I'm like, they're like this and this and this. I'm like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember that. It's just like, and
oh,
it sucks. I hate it. It's not. I don't want it. So it's like, I think the memes are funny, and occasionally I can come up with something, but I'm not that quick with the meme. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't get it. Like, so you have like folders and you have them all saved, or you just put in so many prompts that you know if you type Princess Bride and then wine, then you'll get that particular one or whatever. Like I don't. I guess I haven't searched enough for gifts and made memes real quick
I use them
fast
on
enough.
once in a while. I use them on my phone where I just tap a little circle GIF search thing, and then they all come up, and you just search.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
just
yeah, I get how it works, but like to be fast, it's like
um.
I don't feel like I don't search enough to like know
Oh, I hear you.
what to search for. Almost
Well,
like
some of them are.
almost like
Yeah.
AI, where it's like, oh, people have different results from AI, and some people are like really understand how to write the prompts.
Mm. Some GIFs are really useful. I mean, some are just funny, but some are useful in conveying something that words have a tough time. And
Well, you just got to be better writers.
yeah, yeah, you're right.
I
Or
maybe
yeah,
I'm too much of a writer. I'll write you a poem to describe my feeling right now. How's that? Just got back into writing poems. Maybe because I'm dating again.
oh yeah, oh nice.
Yeah.
Poetry is ready for a comeback. I mean, it's if attention spans are short, why not a short poem? I mean, you could have a longer poem, but like the Odyssey, but why not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you go to like mixed mics and you see a lot of music, you see some comedy, but not a lot of poems, not a lot of poets.
Mm.
There's a mic called The Stats on Mondays here in San Diego, where the host wants to always say, "Oh, this is comedy or music poem," and I said recently, I'm like, I just put mystery, and then I'm
That's
like
good.
going up and I'm reading a poem first, and then I'm doing a music song, and then maybe I'll just tell some jokes. I mean, it's only 5 minutes, but in 5 minutes I could do three different things. I could do every single
Yeah,
one of the things you could do. I'm trying to get my improv group to come. You know, we can do a short improv scene. But
yeah, that'd
they're
be
not.
great.
There's one guy. There was two people that were in Toastmasters, but
Mm.
one Shreya, she's moving away. So level 2 is going to start tomorrow, 4th of July,
Oh wow, really?
because they don't believe in holidays. It's a business.
Wow. Oh wow, that's serious.
Well, yeah, the showcase was on Father's Day for
Mm.
end of level 1, and our teacher, Gary, our level 1 teacher, he was a father, and he still came to our
Wow.
show. So the show must go on, right?
Yeah. The biggest advertising festival in the world is right the day after Father's Day in the United States.
Oh, really?
So there's all these once again, there's all these memes like a mom consoling her kid stock photo, and it's like, yeah, sorry, honey, your dad would rather be at Cannes drinking rosé on the Riviera instead of here for you on Father's Day or whatever.
Yeah, that's
It's
the thing. It's supposed to be Father's Day. What does your dad want to do? Spend time with you? We can spend time with you anytime.
oh
So
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
as I get older, it's like I don't like my birthday. It's not about me, really. People say
yeah,
it's about you, but all it is, it's not like someone's like ever, you know, uh thrown me a surprise birthday party or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Like, and it'd be something that I really would want to do, and you're
mm,
like, oh my god, I have all these different groups of friends. How are they all here at the
yeah,
same time? That's never happened to me, and I'm not saying I want that, but because like sometimes like I have a social battery, and then
yeah.
it like will run out,
Yes,
and then it's like now you're throwing me a surprise birthday party. Why couldn't you have done this in the afternoon? Why is it at night? I'm done.
yeah.
So that obviously hasn't happened, but
Wow.
it could, right? Like,
There's a um there's always that have oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Have you heard of Dropout Comedy?
dropout.
Yeah. So I don't subscribe, but it's really successful, but it's a streaming network for comedy, and it's you reminded me of it because it's a lot of improv.
Oh, nice.
Live improv comedy streaming network, and it's like maybe $6 a month. But it's the people who used to do College Humor.
Yeah.
But I thought, yeah, I'm going to check it out because I know some people that subscribe to and really like it. But there's been a little boom in micro streamers, $5 or $6 ones that have a loyal community.
Yeah.
There's not like a Netflix community, but there's a community around like Shutter Films, the one for horror
Yeah.
fans.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's awesome. There's a website called Nebula where on YouTube there's a creator called CinemaSticks,
Mm,
and he is so good. His takes are always interesting. Some of the movies I haven't even seen, but I'll just watch the video anyway because like
yeah,
he shows enough of it to get what he's talking about.
yeah,
But
exactly.
the
Yeah,
thing is, like, I really want to make comedy a business. I'm doing the show here for free, getting tips. It's a free show, $10 suggested donation. And that was one of the things that really helped is saying the $10 suggested donation. So
mm,
instead of dollar bills, you get more fives and
yeah,
tens and
yeah,
20s.
yeah.
There's two people. I make my own merch. Like right now, this shirt says, uh, please buy this shirt off me. I need the money.
Yeah.
And that's worked. I've have more than one shirt.
Oh, that's great.
I've bought a shirt off of me. It was just at an open mic, but that's the first time it happened. So
That's awesome. That's nice.
yeah, trying to do the podcast more, live shows.
When did you start the podcast?
A few years ago, I just decided to call different seasons if it like the format kind of changed. So season one had
Mm,
125 episodes. They were recorded either right outside the first two episodes were recorded outside of Madhouse, and then the rest of the 123 were recorded in person in the brick room. Where they do open mic, off hours. Well, some of them were like show was going on, and it was kind of noisy, but we were in the back in the brick room recording a
mm,
podcast, and those were fun too. Sometimes because like people would just come into the brick room because most times it would be empty. There's another place to just like kind of like a second green room,
uh-huh.
or a quieter green room. Um, but and they sometimes would jump on the podcast. That was fun.
Where do you
Then
distribute?
I had to move away
Mm-hmm.
to Encinitas, which is, uh, San Diego County's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
They have this other place called North County, even though it's not really another county. Yeah. So I'm on the way to more of the North County now, on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And I, stopped working for Madhouse Comedy Club. Left on good terms. It just happens. You work your way
Yeah.
up to second in charge, and then they try to do. They were doing food, and then they're like bought a business in TV to just sell food, and then they sent me over there. That failed,
Uh,
and I had no hours.
oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, but it all worked out for the better. Because now I'm doing caregiving. I'm living in a great house. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah. How about
Nice.
you? How's life going?
Well, pretty good. My I'm alone taking care of our pets because my wife and our kids went to California to see family for a couple
Oh,
weeks.
that's cool.
So yeah, July 4th I'll just go to I live near the beach, so I'll just head out there to the beach. And then work wise, it's kind of interesting because I've had like clients reach out to me who are individuals more than brands.
Yeah.
Like there was this motivational speaker essentially, and she's had an audience or a client base for 10 years, but she wants to, which I totally think is a great idea, like take a 3-week vacation or a month. But to do that, she needs a brand that's not depending on her charging by the hour. She needs to essentially start a Substack, have social media going out on a regular basis that's not dependent on her, you know? She was
Right.
kind of like
Exactly.
Truman Show, streaming. She would live stream everything like Truman Show. But what happens when Truman Show needs to take a vacation? He needs the Truman Substack. Um,
Right.
and
Yeah. People don't think
yeah.
about these things soon enough, and I'm glad she's. That's why I started my own merch early. It's like, well, actually, the thing is, I was making merch back in college. It's
Mm-hmm.
just remember the shirt a day, where there'd be a website in the early 2000s,
Yeah. That was awesome.
and I
Yeah.
submitted to that. It never got on. And I had my own web, like the early print on demand stuff. I like had designs that I thought were great. Didn't know how to market it. Didn't have any money or time to put into it, so I just kind of set it aside. And now I'm
Mm-hmm.
back. So when other comedians are like, "Why are you doing your own merch? You're supposed to build a following and then do merch." I'm like, "You don't know me. I was
Yeah.
doing shirts before comedy. Like
Well,
some
that's,
things are
yeah.
just funny on your shirt. Some things are funny in words on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like, or something is like a cartoon. You know?
Yeah. You know, Dimitri Martin on a podcast, it might have been, it was either Mark Maron or You Made It Weird. I don't know. But he was saying, um, sometimes a joke is a good cartoon, but sometimes it shouldn't be a cartoon. It should be a song. Sometimes it's a sight gag.
Yes.
And just because something's funny in one format doesn't mean it'll translate, but sometimes it's the reverse. It's like that would be somebody tells a joke and I'm like, that would just be funnier as a cartoon.
Yeah, that's what you got. People to go to open mics and they're not experimenting enough. I'm like, what are you
Mm.
doing? You should be bombing every once in a while because you're really trying something new and you're
Oh
really.
yeah.
I've had three separate occasions in the Brick Room at Madhouse Comedy Club. It's usually drunk, like uh, young white guys. They would
Mm.
say these exact words: "What is going on?"
Mm. Mm.
Because I'm not doing setup, punchline. I'm doing whatever I'm doing. Like I'm trying to make people
Yeah.
laugh. I'm, like doing partially improvised song or like whatever. It's like, maybe I'm going too crazy too quick. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the thing. You know, if you take a big headliner and then you just switch it with someone that's a totally different style, they're gonna bomb.
I know.
You know, so you
Oh,
have
sure.
to be
Louis
doing
C.K. does
comedy.
this. I mean, all the time. But yeah, they all
Yeah,
do. Dave Chappelle, all us, the greats do it all the time. You know.
yeah. You can't just. The people don't understand that a lot of the times people are doing well is because they built an audience where people start coming to see you on purpose. You
Yeah.
know, or you figure out, oh, I'm like this other comic, and then they agree and they take you on tour because your styles match, and they know the other comic that's bigger, and now they start to know you. You know, people start to
Yes.
know you. You just got to be doing it long enough to build a following. You know,
Yeah.
whatever. And everybody has their own path. You can go do corporate events. You can do private events. Everything
Yeah.
doesn't have to be. You know, that's. I'm still doing comedy, but I'm doing. You know, just my comedy here at Quantum Brewing, doing improv, and I'm going to mixed mics, and I'm doing comedy songs, and not telling
Mm.
anybody it's comedy.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or I honestly might start doing puppets. Like, what can I get away with? Can I do accents if it's a puppet?
Yeah. Maybe. Well, it
If
depends
the
on the accent, right? That's that. Pete Holmes one time was talking about how why is the Italian accent the only accent you can do and people don't get offended by it? And he
yeah,
was
like
talking about Mario.
if you do multiple puppets, you're like switching puppets and you're doing different voices. And you're putting on a play, a comedy play.
Mm.
You know, I don't
Yeah.
know if that's something I really want to do. It just would be a fun experiment. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I've went up and did a joke in like, and it was a totally different style. And this one comic's like, "Oh, I like that new joke of yours." And I thought about it for a second. I'm like, "Yeah, because it's more like your style."
Oh,
You
that's
know what I
funny.
mean? And then
Yeah.
I just kind of got bored of it, and I was like, you know, it already takes a long time to find your comedy voice. So
Yeah.
to do something that's totally different early on, that feels like hard. That was hard. I want to go up and do deadpan humor, but I feel like I'm not a good enough writer. You know, I
Mm.
feel like I need to sell my jokes, and it makes it so much funnier. That
Yeah.
makes it.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, do you know that Judd Apatow says that when he did stand up and first got into it, a lot of times people would say, your jokes are funny, but they wouldn't say you're funny. So that's kind of when he realized he should be a writer.
Right.
The other thing is he would always help out the other comedians with like with ideas for tags. And they don't always take it. Some people never like to take anything, but some people do. And I mean, I was a writer for a long time before I was in comedy. So I can relate to that because I would help other writers. My instinct was to help and support the other comedians. And
Right.
once I was in it for very quickly, I realized how skeptical people were of that, or like how bad it was. Very cutthroat, but also if I complimented another comedian, most of the time they would give me a weird look. It's really weird. Like I would, there were certain jokes that were so funny. I thought that I could hear them like 20 times and still think it's funny. And I
Yeah.
would tell them that, and a lot of times I would get some weird reaction where I didn't know if they thought I was like messing with them or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Well, I mean, I would say the San Diego. I've been to a few other. I mean, I haven't like done a lot of comedy, but I've visited other scenes. And San Diego comedy scene is a top-notch comedy scene. And then I
Oh, that's
got
great. Yeah.
went into the improv here in San Diego, and it's even more supportive and good. So,
That's awesome.
and maybe just improv is always a better scene everywhere because it's built around like you're a team and you're inviting your friends and family to come and see you multiple times. It's not always the same thing,
Mm.
but I'm not going to ever stop stand up, I don't think. But I'm also probably not going to stop improv, even if
Have
I
you
have to
heard?
like keep taking classes until I find the right team. But I think we got a good team.
Have you heard of Savannah Bananas?
That
Because
sounds familiar.
so they're a minor league baseball team.
Oh yeah, and they do base. baseball, right?
It's sort of like Harlem Globetrotters for baseball,
Yeah.
but they've changed the sport. I mean, they literally changed the sport because the majors has that you have to be faster now when you pitch. It's probably from the Savannah Bananas because the Savannah Bananas actually the game ends at 2 hours and then it's over. But like they got people walking on stilts. They got like a grandma beauty contest. They got you can pitch with a beer in your hand, things like this.
Yeah.
So the guy who started it, I'm reading the book right now. He's from the world of baseball. He wanted to be a pro baseball player, like, and he was a scout. And he's looking around and he's like, "This is boring." And he's like, "And I love baseball, and I know exactly what's happening. Like I know more than most people. It's like it's boring." So he reinvented baseball by basically approaching it like everything should be entertaining. And then I was thinking, like, how does that apply? I first thought about the world of advertising. And the world of advertising, it's supposedly a creative industry, but just like comedy, they have all these rules that they invent themselves that nobody cares about. Like the general
Well,
public doesn't
it's
care.
also a science,
Hmm.
right? It's an art and a science.
Yeah.
So the reason you got to follow the science is because, unfortunately, people think that ads don't work on them, but they do. That's why I
Yo,
don't like
yeah.
ads. Ads work. That's the problem.
In fact, the less you think they work, the more they're working.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
um, which is
I mean,
I.
they're a necessary evil. I want to make good ads for my own content, so but I don't. I pay extra money to not have ads and things.
Yeah, me
I know
too.
they work.
Yeah, I mean, I pay for YouTube Premium because I'm like I
Oh
can't
yeah,
stand pre-rolls, and I
yeah.
watch it all the time.
That's. Don't tell Google. Don't tell Alphabet. But that's the best deal right now. Is YouTube Premium.
Yeah. Oh,
It's worth it.
100%. I mean, it's really for business too. Like if I pull up a video on a presentation, I can't have a pre-roll. Come on. Or like, I don't want my
Not
kids don't
professional.
have to see ads too. That's big as a dad that they're like,
Yeah.
that's going to save me so much money because they won't be begging for everything. Oh, I never finished because it cut off. But what I was saying about music is there was a little bit of a stigma amongst some comedians if you use comedy. But I wonder if how much of it's just jealousy because all they have is their mic and their thoughts. And you have your mic, your thoughts, and a guitar skill,
Yeah, like I did
or
a show
singing.
and recorded in 360. It was, it's an open mic, I guess, and it was 5 minutes, and it did a couple of comedy songs, and then one person said encore, and I was like, oh,
So,
that's
oh,
flattering,
well. Oh, nice.
you know. And then you can see the one guy bang he comes closer to the stage, in a small room anyway, and he's like banging on the table, and then you watch
Right.
back. This lady's like every time it really hit her, she was like putting her head down. I was like, yes, and I did how you like try to like get bookers to book you,
Yeah.
and then at the end, I think all I wanted him to say is, "You did good for 5 minutes." You know what I mean? Like, because he was giving me feedback like, "Oh yeah, you're always hit or miss." I'm like,
Oh,
"You're only seeing me at open mics when I'm
oh my God.
experimenting."
Oh, wow. Yeah, of
I don't know.
course.
That's just everybody has their own. You know, every booker can have their own opinion, obviously. But when your audience is saying encore, I mean, one person did, but I don't know.
That's awesome.
I have it on video, but
But they have their own
it's fun.
taste too, right?
What's that?
Or their own perception of even.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's like I get it. So that's another reason I'm kind of like not gonna like try to go to the open mics and get booked on clubs right now. I'm gonna come back and just be like a force, like
Hmm. Hmm.
be undeniably funny.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'll
Hmm.
just go and just hang out and just be a different character or whatever, and just pull it off the whole night, and just be
Yeah.
just be on fire the whole time. Not do material, because comics hate that. Just be in the moment, you know. Because here's what I've been trying to do. I'm sure a lot of people are. Be as funny as I am when I'm doing silly in the bathroom in front of the
Mm.
mirror. And I've recorded some of that stuff. It's so hilarious to me. And
Yeah.
then I'm doing different voices and coming up with all these things and those flows, and then it's well, my nervousness comes out in different ways. I'll forget what I was going to do. Don't sound like I
Mm.
want to do. I'm able to do different voices, but it's not as quick as I could do it if I was just in the flow. I don't know. How's that for you? Do you ever get nervous on stage?
Mm. Not really, but I get more. What happens is after it, I deconstruct everything and everything I did wrong, or I'll
Huh?
turn a bad thing. Sometimes I'll take a good thing and somehow twist it into a bad thing.
Wow. That's
Well,
a
the word,
different reason to have it
the,
recorded, so you can have someone else objectively look at it and say, "How did I do? I think I did bad."
well, I'll give you an example. Like when I first got into comedy, I was posting them on Facebook, and people even told me they're like, don't you'll want to post it. They're like, don't post it and share it because you'll cringe in 6 months or a year when you look back at it. Anyway, I actually found a different problem is I would post it on Facebook and somebody would compliment me and they'd be like, you're getting better. And the way they said it it's a compliment, but the way they said it, I twisted it in my head to kind of like defensive, like, well, that's how this thing's supposed to work. You get better. Like it kind of triggered something because
Well, how
I
bad
think
was I late before? You didn't tell me.
yes, exactly. And like, but also some people, I think a lot of people think you're funny or you're not, and they don't realize you get better with practice at comedy, which is crazy, but they just don't know this. And they know it about sports and singing and guitar or piano, but there's so many misconceptions about comedy. I know somebody our age who saw somebody famous like 2 times on the same tour. And they're like, I couldn't believe it. He used the same jokes. I'm like, well, is it the same tour? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, that they use jokes more than once. She's like, no, I thought that they made them up on stage. And I'm like, no, that's not. Some people would think, oh, and the other thing about comedy is I was at a Shane Gillis show and they'd be like, I love comedy. And I would be like, have you heard of, say, Bill Burr or something? And they wouldn't know. And but that's fragmentation of comedy right now and culture.
Just culture is fragmented. Everything is fragmented.
Because yeah, I mean, my friend has these influencers he follows with like say 50 million followers. I never heard of them, and he's like, "How do you not know them?" I'm like, "You know that we all have different feeds, right? He doesn't know who I know." And oh, it was crazy when I realized. Have you ever heard of Bill Simmons?
No.
So he's the biggest probably sports podcaster in the world. And I asked 30 people and 29 haven't heard of him.
Sure.
And not only does he make his podcast, he owns like 20 or 30 other podcasts, and he sold his whole network to Spotify for $400 million. He was an announcer on NBA, like for a while he was on NBA on NBC or whatever. And nobody knows who he is.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Which I bet you he has no idea. Like these people, some of them know that this is how it works, but I bet you a lot of famous people don't know. Nobody knows who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm trying to build is there's a um a YouTube channel called Kind of Funny, and they didn't start doing comedy. One of the co-founders started doing comedy, and I was like, oh, if he could do it, I could do it. Sort of a year later, but now they're like 11 years later, they're an 11-person company. They get a lot of money on Patreon and ads and all this stuff. It's like that's what I'm trying to build. Like I don't think I could ever get to that. I don't know if I want 11 people, but I want people to be part of my comedy or worse brand and work together and figure out how to make this the business.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, the thing about being an improv comedy and stand-up, which is cool, is you're more collaborative.
Yeah.
By nature, you wouldn't be in improv. And
like improv naturally flows into sketch. Oh, let's take that one scene that we did, but then, because sometimes you're not really supposed to like go and like, if it's in the past, you just learn from it, but you could always just take, and also the improv team is going to like develop characters or whatever, and then once we get into that groove, maybe we can start writing sketches for ourselves.
Yeah. Well, Pee Wee Herman, I saw him when he was at South by Southwest like 15 years ago. Paul Rubens was there.
Yeah.
And he said that he was in the Groundlings in LA.
Yeah.
And Phil Hartman was in the group with him. And Phil Hartman was the one who told him, you got to do that Pee Wee guy. Like, that's the thing. Like, he was doing, say, 3 or 5 other things. And he's like, no, you got to focus on that one.
Right.
And he was right.
Absolutely.
And, he didn't know. He was too close to all the characters. He doesn't know which one's like standing out.
Exactly.
He said that when he went into LA, like when he would go into studios to talk, he would go dressed as Pee Wee Herman. But he said that they would talk to him like he was a little kid.
Right.
Like, try to take advantage of him,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how people are silly. Have you ever heard of George's Tiny Chicken Machine Show? Probably not. But I'm trying to tell people about that. It's kind of like, Kim Eby did, one of the producers of this web series called The Guild. It was like one of the first actual web series that took off. They made a few episodes and then started like having the crowdsourced. It was one of the first ones to do that. But that is kind of like a Pee Wee's Playhouse, but you should just look it up. It's hard to describe. Like she's playing this character like called Kiko, and they have starts off where like the guy is like Rick Pope, the guest, and she's calling him Rick. It sounds like she licked poop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Silly stuff like that, and
is he? Is it called George's Chicken? What's it called?
George's Tiny Chicken Machine Show. It's great for SEO because it's so long that if you remember it, you're not going to find something else.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Did you work in SEO for a while? Or it's just common sense?
I have a degree in computer science, and when people explain stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. It's not like I want to like do that. It's just I know that names are important, and I mean, even like stuff like when lockdown happened, and the boss figured out there's the same menu but just different. Oh, it's an ice cream shop. It's a sandwich shop. People would want a sandwich, and they would find it on DoorDash or whatever.
Yeah.
And it would all be the same address, and they were because like these places wanted everything to go well, and they just let it happen. And then the feedback from the customers was, oh, that was 7-Eleven. Like, just a 7-Eleven pizza. Like why? Or they started complaining that it
Mm.
was really the same place with
Yeah.
different brands. So they locked. They said you couldn't have the same menu, multiple things. So
Put them in the barbecue.
so that business plan. That's part of why the business plan of the other restaurant in PB. He called it PB Food Court. The idea was, you go to a food court, you go to different restaurants. How about just having it all in one
Yeah.
place? And it worked okay at first when people would just order it and they didn't realize it was coming from all the same building. But then it got really uncomfortable when people would come in
Mm.
person and they're like, wait a minute, you have all this here? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, a lot of it's the same ingredients. You're just
Oh,
different ways. We keep a
yeah.
little bit of everything. It's fresh. So these.
Wait, so it was all, was it like a ghost kitchen for DoorDash that turned into a restaurant that was on premise, essentially?
Well, no, like the property, the people. Part of the lease was you had to be open to the public.
Ah.
So that's another
Mm.
reason that he couldn't just have people come for deliveries.
Wow.
So that's another reason that it didn't work. Is that well, he he's a good at running a comedy club, but doesn't follow business plan. I'm not gonna. I love the guy. I'm not trying to talk shit about people. It's just my opinion. What do I know? I don't run a comedy club, but all I know is he's tried that thing, and then it didn't work. And me and the other guy, the other manager that's still there, the top manager, said, "No, don't do that." But when I just hope when people are telling me to not do stuff that I will listen to good advice.
Yeah.
Make good business decisions.
Yeah, I agree. My friend said, when my friend opened a restaurant in San Francisco, 2008 or 9, he sends out an email to friends and family. He says, he's like, I'm starting a restaurant. If anybody has any advice besides opening a restaurant is a little risky. In other words, he was open to advice, but he's not open to people dumping their anxiety and worry on him,
Right.
without a suggestion or something. It's like constructive criticism rather than random. By the way, I know most restaurants fail, but his restaurant was very successful. He ended up owning 3 of them. He had no prior restaurant business experience other than a server. He started 3 restaurants.
But how did he do it? I'm sure he didn't try to serve people everything, right? A lot of
No.
places that survive that are successful, they do something good. Like there's a restaurant just down the street that's like Dave's Hot Chicken,
Mm,
and it
mm.
has this wacky chicken and it's really good. You can have different levels of hotness, and sometimes they have a line out the door. It's like people get it. They just keep it
Well,
simple. Just
you know
come
what's
up with
funny?
good food and just
This
fucking
is
do it.
This is one of my favorite. So Chris Rock, I love his comedy, but he's some great advice about comedy. And one of them is that the premise has to make sense. They have to know the premise. And after that, I realized he's like a preacher. Watch him; he'll repeat it 3 times. He's not just doing that because it's a good rhythm, which it probably is. He's doing it because he really wants you to get the idea. And a lot of times when you think the joke's not working, it's because they don't understand the premise. In Dave's Hot Chicken, you understand the premise.
Yeah.
Nobody walks away being like, what's that all about? I mean, Substack's tough because, like I said, I didn't know what to call it. Do you know that's one reason why horror movies do really well, the genre movies? Because you know what it is. It's not pretending. It's not hiding.
Right.
It's immediately separating the people who aren't interested in horror and those who are. And
Yeah.
that's really important. Whereas, say, this He-Man came out, it bombed, because your immediate thought is like, is it going to be like a comedy? Is it going to take it seriously? Is it going to be a violent version? Is it going to be
Sure.
kids? Like,
Well, I
there's
mean,
all these questions.
there are movies where like people advise go see this movie, but don't see a lot about it.
Oh
And
yeah, that's
it's
true.
like I always take that advice because like, or you remember the the, one of the first found footage films, um,
Blair Witch?
Blair Witch.
No, Texas
Oh my
Chain.
God! Did you get to see that like? I don't know. I just stumbled onto it. Maybe it was like an ad or something, and it was like they had like a documentary, kind of like little thing.
Yeah,
They were interviewing people. You know, it was all fake, but they just made it seem real. It was like
yeah.
it wasn't a trailer, right? It was like it was advertising, it was marketing, but it wasn't just a trailer. It was like literally like 12 or 20 minutes long or something.
Mm.
Didn't show any
Mm.
footage from the movie or
Oh
anything.
really? There's like
You should
there
look
was
it
a
up.
video.
Just watch that before you watch, and then watch Blair Witch, and then watch Blair Witch with the commentary. It's so good. It's so fascinating. Yeah, one time I just like watched Blair Witch again, and then I watched it again with the commentary, and I was like, wow,
Really?
so good.
I used to do that with DVDs. Yeah, I can't do that anymore. The commentary
Well,
was
the
nice.
DVDs still exist.
Yeah. Well, do you
That's
still
why.
use them?
Well, no, but they exist. I've seen them.
Well, I used to love I would do it with comedies, and I was just curious, but I'm sure I learned a lot about direction and production, and
Yeah.
because I mean, if you're really into a movie, you want to know everything about it.
Oh yeah, and it's great to be on the set. You know, I've been on set for like the Guild. It went on for 6 seasons, and I got to be an
Hmm.
extra on season 5 and 6, and then other web series. Well, there was another one that I got on like at the Guild filmed for season 5 for 2 different weekends, and then
Mm.
I didn't know when it was going to happen. So like I had signed up to be, I paid money to be an extra on this other web series, and I don't regret that. That was great too. It's just great to be on set. Um, but the point is that people should do that. They should like find something they like and try to like, or just go to a set and just be an extra because it's fascinating.
My aunt is, after she retired as a nurse, she became an extra, and she loves it. And
Yeah.
she lives near Atlanta, and she's in Walking Dead and all these.
Oh, that's awesome.
on the- So what's crazy is there was even a Reddit thread about some people are so into Walking Dead that they notice the extras and write about them and things.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? So she told me about Clint Eastwood. He's the nice he's a really nice guy to extras, and he encourages them to watch him as he's directing, like look in the cameras, because he says that's how he learned to be a director, was being curious and following the director around. So she said that he was like help all really nice to all these extras and kind of letting them shadow them, encouraging them. And then she said that certain people like Glenn Close are so not, everybody's like, never talk to them, never look her in the eye. And she says Glenn Close is like the nicest person. She says that most of the stars are. And I was saying, I wonder if some of them like it. It sounds crazy, but they might like dealing with a regular person.
Yeah.
I mean, just as a natural change, but also as an artist, if you lose touch with regular people and how to have a normal conversation, you lose you lose your like attachment to reality, and you lose
Yeah.
your art, right?
Exactly. That's one of the reasons I, trying to live more of a balanced life, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, well, hello, Blaze Chipotle. A comedian just walked by and told me that he'd be here today. That's
Ah.
obvious because it's here. But I mean, it's like way early, so it makes sense for him to say that because it's almost 2.5 hours before the show.
Oh
So,
wow.
but that's
You-
awesome.
You're going up tonight? Perform?
No, I'm taking the night off. I'm going to set everything up and, you know, uh, go see my Find a City Improv has a house team where they have it's called Deep Dish, where they have a bunch of instructors perform,
Mm,
and of course they perform on the one only night that I have my own show, Fridays. Um,
right.
so I think at least five, maybe more with me, maybe six of us are gonna go and see tonight, which is a perfect time because this is our we had a week off in between, and then tomorrow is going to start level two. So
Mm,
it's a perfect time, because our instructor for level one is going to be there, and our instructor for level two is going to be there, I believe, also.
oh,
I hope they both make it. If not, we'll
yeah.
just see them tomorrow.
Oh, so are you the promoter of the event tonight?
Of what?
You said you were going to set up for them.
Well, yeah, it's my show. It's comedy or worse.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah,
I'm
that's
doing
what I
it.
mean. So that
Yeah.
you're in charge, it's your branding. How long you been doing the show? Like longer than the
Over three
podcast?
years.
Oh, wow.
It's actually one of the longer running, uh, independent shows. Um, and that I encourage everybody that wants to come do it because when I first started comedy in San Diego, there were like long running open mics and that I just never got around to going to, and then they just shut down. It's like
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
miss Winston's when it was, it's like they're still doing shows there, um, and they have music and some people
Mm,
still do comedy, but the heyday is gone. Um, I always could
mhm.
come back, but you just miss it.
Have you ever heard of Rooster T. Feathers? I wonder if that's still around. It was in the Silicon Valley, but it's like
Uh,
maybe the best comedy club near San Jose or
I don't know. That's cool.
it was
Yeah,
really cool because it was a purpose built, comedy.
yeah.
But sometimes it's nice to have them at like the comic book store. Isn't that what Pete Holmes always used to do, right? With
Oh yeah, I went to Nerd Melt. I tried to get up on their open mic and never got up. I probably would have started comedy earlier if I was ever got. Because I had friends in LA that from met them through the web series that I volunteered for, the Guild. Um,
mm,
and I wanted to do comedy, but didn't know where to go. And then it was Nerd Melt. It's comedy in the back of the comic book store, and it was great. I saw comedy. I sat through open mics and never got pulled. I mean, I didn't
mm.
go like a million times, probably like three times at the most. Um, it's just
I wa-
I didn't know how addicted I would be or how fulfilling it would be. Um, so my first open mic was like a comedy contest for the Madhouse.
really.
Yeah, it just because it's like okay, I'm doing it. And it was like a holiday. It was like a Monday. I'm like okay. It was early enough into the contest where everybody could still do it. Start. I got some votes, but I didn't move on the contest.
Oh, when I brought up Savannah Bananas, I forgot to mention why.
Uh,
So the whole point was that you remind me of him because you're approaching it with an open mind, and an open mic is literally an open mic. You can do whatever you want. And I went to open mics where I didn't see any experimentation, for years, most of
yeah,
them.
like I'm.
Yeah.
Guess what I'm doing? I'm listening to what comics say, not just that I interact with, but like, like you made it weird with Pete Holmes, and I was listening to Mark Maron. He was going off and on. Uh, yeah, like you listen to comic stories, and they're like, "How did you get better at open mics?" And also, like the great thing about San Diego comedy scene is our open mics actually have some regular audience members. And like
Mm.
there was one guy that came here and thought that was weird. He's like, no, you're not supposed to have regular people at an open mic. It's supposed to be all comics.
Oh,
I'm
no,
like,
that's
how can you
good.
get better with you're just in front of all comics? Like you're just like
Well, yeah, I went to some workshop and the guy, his name's Rich Scheidner. He made a documentary about comedy, by the way. It's really good. But
yeah.
His was about he was saying that the only you can go to open mics, but don't use it to judge if your material is good or bad. If it's other comics, because if they like it, they'll be jealous, and if they don't like it, they're really going to hate on you. So most of them aren't going to like help you. Of course, it's different. Maybe if you have a couple good friends in a community, especially from improv, it's a different story. But
Well, I mean, like, here's the thing: if you catch them off guard, you know, I mean, I think there is value in it. So if you have to be so funny that they can't help but laugh,
yeah,
that develops that skill. But the problem is that I did it. Like, there's a time where I was just going in front of comics, in front of comics, in front of comics, and then I went to, the Tuesday night American Comedy Company, and in
mm.
front of 30 comics in the back, 120 people in the room that weren't comics, and I did the joke, and I got my first groan,
Oh
or not
wow,
groan, but like whoa, kind of.
oh
And I was like, oh, I went too dark. And then I
oh.
realized, oh, yeah, that was working in front of comics that thought it was hilarious.
Well, yes, but yeah, you're right. But sometimes it's the reverse. Where one time I did 3 minutes of new stuff for other comedians. The whole point was it was a comedy workshop,
Yeah.
which is actually really nice because everybody gave feedback there. And this one time this woman says, and it's funny, I'll never forget it because it's sort of like a backhanded compliment, but she's like, "You should sell that shit to corporate." In other words, she didn't laugh, but she was like, "That is something corporate people will think's hilarious." It was essentially I wasn't doing it intentionally, but all my stuff was clean because that's all people would buy from me. I realized fast that that's all they wanted. They wanted nice dad, like new dad, friendly, harmless guy.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense.
I've noticed you have to be what they expect and like turn it up, or you have to be the opposite. You have to
Well, you
play
could
the
always
tape
do
or
something to
imitate.
change it up. I just recently realized I could grow facial hair.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw the pic. You look really different.
Yeah, I stopped trying 20 years ago, and then I got my hair cut in May, and then I talk. She just asked, "Oh, you ever tried to?" Somehow it came up, and then I'm like, and then she's like, "Oh, you should try again." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, watch this. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna come in here. It's gonna look like I have dirt underneath my nose. I'll get a haircut again, and then she'll see how she's wrong." And
Right.
surprise, she was right. I guess you
Oh
build up
wow.
more testosterone as you get older or something. It doesn't
Yeah.
go away. I don't know how to describe it.
Wow. Yeah. My wife likes stubble, but I like to grow it out. But
Yeah.
my kids don't like any. They don't want anything. I remember my dad's like had a mustache and it hurt.
Yeah,
But
for sure. Well, yeah, I'm just starting. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. It's just like an experiment. You know,
yeah,
I haven't kissed anybody with it yet.
they
Still
become
working on
cool.
it.
You ever see like Gen Z's really getting into mustaches now? You see that?
Nice. No, it's hard to keep
Well,
up with all
well,
these.
there's Benson Boone, the rock star. I think probably made it popular, but the guy Benson Boone, the singer, has the mustache, and he's like people are, my cousin and all their friends, and my nephew. I mean, they all have it. Anyway, I gotta go, but
Yeah, it was great having you on the podcast. Tell everybody again at the end here. Uh, are you just going by your stage name, or
well, you can find me at Justin Cram, Kramm, like Mickey Mouse, Justin Cram.
yes?
On LinkedIn, I'm Justin Cram on YouTube. And
Nice.
on Instagram, I'm Cramstagram, Krammstagram. And if you're on Substack, find me under The Digest by SSC. So
Oh yeah. All right. Well, thanks again for being on the podcast. Uh, I'll I'm gonna get on that Substack deeper.
Yeah, let me know if you have any questions setting it up.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thank you. All the best to you.
You too. Bye.
We'll talk soon.
Sounds good.